What brought this pivotal moment into your life? Because you was just doing, with protocol.
Yep. I was a CFO, a Chief Financial Officer of a publicly listed company here in Australia, working too much, eating too much, drinking too much, just to get through the day. And I did not even realise how diseased I was. And what had to happen was my husband and I woke up one Sunday morning to actually think we were having a lazy day at home. And as I was looking to what for have to breakfast, my husband walked down the stairs towards the back door to take the rubbish out. And as he opened the back door, he found our youngest son, Dan. He was our youngest son by a minute because he has a twin brother. We thought he was passed out at his back door, but unfortunately he passed away about 3 hours earlier.
And the thing that I realized with you is that was a very pivotal moment for you. But also I have wanted to share with you, I have talked to other mothers who has actually lost their son, suddenly. And during their recovery time, they used the term the new normal.
I can understand that. Yes.
What does that apply for you in that sense?
Well, the new normal for me, and it took me 18 months, probably 2 years, because when Dan passed, I just went straight back to work. I did not want to be a grieving mother. I knew how to be a CFO, so let's go do that, which wasn't good for me, and it was certainly very disrespectful for Dan as well. But the new normal is the terminology that I would sort of use it as is life will never, ever be the same when you have any member of your family pass. And when it's your child, it's always that empty space at the table. There's always missing him at family events. But you also know that that's what life is. He can't be here physically, but he is always with us spiritually. And he's always showing me signs that he is with me. I credit him with every single thing I've done. I don't take credit for all my books. I credit Dan with the books. I can remember even waking up when I was writing my first book, and the second book was all about him, and it's called Beyond a Mother's Worst Nightmare. And I remember waking up writing the first one and jumping out of bed and go, will you leave me alone? I'm writing this book first. I'll write your book next. And he just guides me all the time. I honestly say all the time I spend more time with him than I do with his two brothers, because the twins had an older brother, Ben. And I seriously just love the fact that everything I do is got his little fingerprint on it. He guides me all the time.
And see, I love the fact that you allow him to still be in your life, because people tend to act like because people move on that they're gone, and you're supposed to act like they never existed. But people don't understand, like you say, it's a new normal. So it's just a new embrace.
It is a new embrace. And just recently, his brother got married, which is amazing. And they had two weddings, one in Poland because his wife is Polish. They live in Australia. And then they had an Australian wedding. And in the Australian, and I was told years ago, look in the photos, you will always see him in photos. Well, in the Australian wedding, I took my, what are they called? My selfie stick, because there was 60 people there. So I took my selfie stick and I said to Josh, you take the photo of everyone standing behind you. So he took the photo, he took quite a few of them, and it was fun and everything. And then I knew I had to delve into all those photos. Well, one guy is standing at the back and he's got his hand up sort of like that, can you see it? Like that sort of thing. And his thumb is pointing to a tree. So I zoomed in on the thumb, and there is Dan. It's just the outline of him. He looks like he's wearing sunnies. He looks like he's got his arm outstretched and he's riding a motorbike. And that's exactly what Dan used to do. And I was like, he didn't ride on the road, but he rode, in the bush and stuff like that. And I was just like, there he is. And everyone's going, there he is. I can't believe he's there. And I'm going, he always shows up.
But
You've
it's
got to
nice that
look
you
for it.
welcome him, though. A lot of people won't do that. That's why I'm impressed with you, that you just
Oh,
naturally
thank you.
allow that to
Oh,
be.
yeah. It's just, and I feel, and I've had a lot of people say this to me, part of what I'm doing, apart from helping people to design their live one way of life, it's also for them to embrace their relationships, not only the relationship with themselves, but their relationships with everyone in their life. And death is a relationship that we all need to be able to deal with, to understand that they're not gone. They're just in the next room. There's just like there's a veil between us. And when we part, we will go on and they will be there to greet us, and they will be there just loving us.
Well, that's just like, just listening to what you said. Let's just say he lives in the United States and you live in Australia. I mean, just to give an example. And, I mean,
He doesn't need a 14-hour flight
exactly,
for us
because
to
like when my
connect.
son was in Iraq, I knew he wasn't in this country. But yet
Yeah.
we was communicating, and we was, our vibration was like he was with me and I was with him. Because I knew when to wake up and get on my computer. He needed communication. So I'm thinking it's just a new attachment.
It is a new attachment, but he shows me every day that he's with me, and I love the fact that he can like be here and also be with his brothers who live, like 1,000 kilometres away. So he's with all of us.